Everyone knows that feeling, wanting to experience more stories, but struggling to find the time. That's where Audible changes everything. With over 1 million audiobooks and Audible originals, there's a story waiting to spark anyone's imagination. Take The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley, the gripping psychological thriller that's keeping listeners on the edge of their seats. Imagine unraveling its mysteries during your morning commute, or losing yourself in its twists and turns while doing household chores. That's the magic of Audible. It transforms daily routines into opportunities for thrilling discoveries. The best part? Members get access to thousands of included titles, with new content added regularly. From bestsellers to hidden gems, every genre imaginable is at their fingertips. And with one easy-to-use app, switching between favorites or discovering new passions has never been simpler. There's more to imagine when you listen. Start a free 30-day Audible trial and get your first audiobook free at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
At Arizona State University, we've made online education better, smarter, and more personalized so you can go further in your aspiring field.
I decided to pursue medicine once I realized that ASU did have the online program for biological sciences. You're still required to learn the same curriculum. You're still being tested on the same content that anyone would be tested on in person. The comprehensiveness of the program prepared me so well for medical school.
Explore over 350 plus programs at asuonline.asu.edu.
This episode brought to you by the following patrons: Heather, Leaf Girl, Min, Jason, Madeline, Alyssa, Vixen, Lori, Allie, Logan, Kristen, and Tia. And all the patrons want you to know you're loved, you're listened to, and you're a valuable member of this awesome Horror Virgin community. And if you want to hang out with us, do so in the Facebook group, where we'll be talking about how awesome these Purge movies are daily.
The only time I'm less funny than 2 p.m. in the afternoon is 7 a.m. anymore.
Why are those the times we always start recording then, Paige?
Just because of the time difference.
Yeah. Honestly, we rarely record at this time, though. Normally, it's like 9 a.m. on a Saturday or Sunday, or some random night during the week at like 9 o'clock my time, 7 o'clock your time, right?
Like 6 or 7 my time, yeah.
Sometimes that late night energy kicks in just right, and I love it.
Oh, yeah. Given my druthers, I'd record late night all the time because it just gets crazier.
It does. And honestly, it feels more like those conversations you had with your like film friends at a Waffle House at 3 a.m. after leaving a movie that only you three saw. Yeah.
Yes. If we could record this in a Waffle House, I would.
Paige, what you're describing is the Cracked video series After Hours.
I remember After Hours,
yes. And let's do it. Somebody
get California a Waffle House.
Somebody call, I think, one of my favorite creators ever, Michael Swaim, and just see if he's available.
Hey, as long as there are waffles on there. You had me at peanut butter chips. Thank you for tuning into Horror Virgin. I'm Paige.
And I'm your Horror Virgin, Todd, which means I don't like scary movies, but listen, you guys make me watch them, and I do it because I love you. Mm-hmm. And this week, Paige, you made us watch The Purge Anarchy. So, Paige, was this the first time you saw this movie?
It wasn't, and it was too close to home.
Yeah.
This was a rough watch for me today.
That's fair, Paige. Totally fair. It was the first time I had seen the movie, obviously.
Yes.
Although, shit, I love the Purge series. Like,
honestly,
they speak to me. I don't know how to say it other than this, and it just occurred to me right now, so if I fumble it, I apologize. It's like if the Rage Against the Machine song, like Killing in the Name of, wrote a movie.
Killing in the Name of. Yes.
And I really love that about the Purge series. Like, it's great.
Here's my thing, because I have largely avoided the Purge series because of my fear of desperate people in crowds. That is a specific fear of mine, not being helped by the general everything of Los Angeles right now. But here's what I have noticed about people who love the Purge series, I guess franchise, if you want to call it that. There are two different people, much like, I was thinking about this earlier, where it is so much like Fight Club, where you have the people who truly get what the author was going for and are like, this is...
I know, yes.
An indictment of toxic masculinity or whatever. You get the people who watch The Purge and they're like, that's absolutely correct. This is how the government is using classist population control tactics, and we should be aware of how they're doing these things in lesser ways in our own society, and that this is the hyperbolic end of where ultra capitalism leads, right?
Yes.
And that is absolutely what the movie is saying. And then you get people who are like, I'd fucking love to purge, man. And I'm like, you have missed the entire point. You've missed the whole point of the movie. Like, oh my God.
But Paige, that's the people who are like singing along with killing in the name of like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And they think it's their parents they're singing to, right? They don't know, they have no idea what's going on. I think we made that joke in a previous episode somewhat recently.
We did like 2 or 3 episodes ago.
Yeah.
And then someone called us too woke and we blocked them from the Facebook group.
Oh, did that happen?
Like, fuck off.
Shit, that's funny.
Whatever.
I missed all of that, but great.
Actually, I don't know if it was the Facebook. It was somewhere, but this was a couple weeks ago.
I love when people call me woke, Paige, because what they're saying is like, hey, you're a compassionate individual that wants other people around you to also be safe and comfortable.
Same,
and
thank
yes,
you.
guilty, sorry, I guess.
Ooh, but that's like the B plot that they're kind of sprinkling into this movie. Because the first Purge,
Paige.
I do admit, is it's a little tough because your main character is kind of straddling that line where like they are kind of going along with the Purge to save the people closest to them.
Honestly, it's more a story like we get in this one, but from the perspective of the guy at the end who did the DUI.
Yes.
It's like a middle class guy, not a rich guy.
Right.
Another sort of, I would say middle class, like worker class,
right.
Maker class, if you will. Still like very much in the same like socioeconomic scale as our hero in this movie. Yeah.
And I think that makes the first movie kind of a struggle because you can't fully root for that guy until the end of the movie when different things have happened, right?
Yeah.
This movie, I feel like, does a way better job of giving us people with grounded storylines of like how a bunch of different people would encounter and have to deal with the Purge. All of those stories are grounded in a reality that I feel like your audience is very attuned to. But then at the same time, it goes into like, at one point we find out that people just aren't killing enough people, so the government's just out fucking killing people. And you're like, I fucking knew it. This was all about population control.
Oh, it's not population control.
I mean, population control for the lower classes.
It's just control. It's not about It's not about them having less kids or whatever. It's about them controlling that class.
It's about them sucking less resources. Like that is what it is. It's like if we kill them, then no one lives below the poverty line, air quotes, like it says at the beginning of the movie.
I'm sure that that's part of it. Yeah.
That's a huge part.
They're also doing this, and they say this at the end. The guy literally says, you all weren't killing enough of you all, so we had to come out here and kill more of you all because then you all won't believe the story of we need the Purge. The Purge has to happen. You have to live in this society.
Right.
Or you won't ever be safe, which is a lie we hear a lot.
All the time, which is also why you've got that extra group of people that are like, we should not be purging. They are tricking us into killing each other. It's tricking people into thinking that the other poor people are your enemy.
Yeah.
Instead of realizing that the people stealing from all of you are your enemy. And so like, I feel like this movie from a metaphor standpoint actually functions a little bit better than the first one.
Oh, it slaps. Are you kidding me?
This movie fucking slaps.
Yeah, I loved this movie. And like, I was always going to love this movie because me and this movie's politics are aligned.
Yo, 100%.
They very much like point out the taker class and how they survive. And it's to just like kill and take away life and time and resources from the maker class.
Yes.
And that's what I've been saying for a long time. So I'm here for it.
I mean, not just you, a lot of people, but
nope,
yes.
I'm pretty sure no one's ever said it. I had a revolutionary thought about, I don't know, 200 years after someone else had it.
Sure.
But yeah, Paige. Okay, so this was also the first time I saw this movie. I watched it on the plane, and when I got on the plane, I was like, shoot, I don't even know if I'm going to have enough time to watch this thing on the plane because we flew out of
LaGuardia
in New York City. I'm sorry, it's what?
LaGuardia?
No, it can't be LaGuardia. It's LaGuardia.
No, LaGuardia, and which is where I'm flying 2 days from now.
Well, tell LaGuardia I said hello. Anyway, I'm taking off from LaGuardia or whatever, and I'm flying into Nashville, and I was like, first off, as like a white guy from the South, I was like, man, I hate when horror gets political. Like, I get it. You're poor and you're sick of the rich killing each other for nothing or whatever other than to just keep themselves rich. But like, get over it, peasant. Anyway, I love movies like this so much. And this one is, I will say, a little ham-fisted, but I feel like it needs to be. And I'm okay with it. Like God being a thing.
Oh, that I hate. That I think is dumb.
No, it's perfect for the metaphor. And I love that too. Especially because at the end, when they've killed enough people and they've become so established or whatever, they're like, we just need your money.
Yeah.
And that to me sounds like a perfect metaphor for every church. But I loved it. And honestly, their part is like a smaller thing in it.
Much smaller.
That's cool. I like that inclusion. But man, it's mainly like the government and the way the taker class kills the maker class. I love it.
Here's why I don't love the masks and all of that, because I feel like to some degree that, and I can't think of a good word other than coolifies the purge. And I feel like for a lot of people who are like, yeah, I want to purge, that's what they latch on to. And I'm like, I really, really need this movie to demonstrate that it's people, because it's fucking people. And they do it great with the government guys.
That's what this does too. But that's all religion is too. It's just people.
It's just people, but I feel like the masks kind of mascot them, as opposed to being like, this could be anyone next to you. Like, this is your friend. This is your whoever.
The film definitely tells you what their metaphor is, yeah.
I mean, but it's one of those things where I'm like, I feel like the film is so good at its metaphor everywhere else. That's the one that I'm like, we could have done this a different way. And it could have been better.
Maybe, I don't know.
That's my one note in a pretty good movie.
Sure, Paige, but it was Lakeith Stanfield, and he didn't really get a lot of like lines.
Not at all.
And he's amazing.
When he pulled that mask up, I was like, is that fucking Lakeith Stanfield?
So Paige, if you're just pitching me a better movie that makes the same metaphor they make in this movie where he gets more lines, here for it.
Yeah.
I don't care how you get there. Give the dude more screen time because that guy can act.
Yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. That is what I'm pitching. I'm pitching masks come off earlier. That's my pitch.
Sure. Honestly, as long as you see it once, and man, the first time you see all of those guys, it scared me, which I thought was like such a fun way to do. I'll just give it away right now. And we'll talk about it quickly when we go through the scene by scene. But it's because Shane and his wife are trying to get in the car, but it's not like night yet. So the purge hasn't started.
Yeah, the purge hasn't started yet.
And I thought that they were just doing the subversion on the, oh my God, let me in the car. It's not unlocked. It's unlocked. It's not unlocked. Like they were doing that, but they were like very low tempo. Like it was just like a couple trying to get in the car. And then the scary thing still happens. Like I thought they were making a joke, and then, which they were. I think that landed pretty well. And then the scare happened, and that got me.
See, I thought they were going to do something completely different. I was kind of disappointed when they did not. When he kind of bumps them, I fully thought they were going to subvert this idea of like, you were initially scared of the black teen in the parking lot, middle-class white people, but ultimately those will be the people who save you. Like, I thought that would have been an interesting flip if that...
We definitely don't get saved by those people.
We don't get that. If they would have been part of that uprising group, that like if that was the reveal later.
Oh, Omar.
I would have loved that.
Your work is never done, sir.
No.
Yeah, I mean, same. Honestly, Paige, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone that isn't the government joining forces to fight that government in this world, I am here for. So yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah. I feel like some of the ham-fistedness I tolerate because this is kind of like Hunger Games, where it's like, all of the rhetoric around like the new founding fathers, I was like, watch the fucking news and see what these fucking king-ass assholes are trying to do.
It's so prophetic. It's great.
I hate that it's coming true. But for that, I'm like, it makes me want to watch the other ones because I am curious, because I think the next one is actually a prequel of how the Purge came to be.
I don't know. I try not to watch movies that I know we're going to do for the podcast.
Sure.
Because I want the episode to be my literal first reaction to them. This is the only franchise I have struggled to not watch more of, because I really like the themes they're playing on in the movie. That it's like, hey, listen, everyone watching this probably is a maker. You were born a maker, you're going to die a maker. And your issue is not with other makers.
Right.
Your issue is with the takers above you who just live off of your labor. And I love that this movie is so clear about that.
Well, and it demonstrates how the purge is different for them than it is for the people on the ground. And I was like,
it's a night they celebrate.
It's a night they celebrate.
They were holding an auction. It's literal. It's so literal.
They're murdering people from the safety of their homes because they just get to murder people for fucking fun.
Yeah.
Like the movie does a great job of stratifying that and of creating a world of our main characters who are so relatable. You obviously know one of them in your life somehow, somewhere, right? Perfect. Love that. Can we also have a minute for the fact that this movie is just a shade over 90 minutes long and it is at breakneck pace the entire time?
Yeah. It's well done. And it's not like it all starts like right when the purge starts. We have like 30 minutes pre-purge, which still builds suspense and tension and stuff.
Oh, yeah. It lays out scary shit.
Yeah.
And also, this movie solves the big question that Armando Torres and I have had about the purge, because we're not necessarily purge people. I think if you live in a big city, these movies are a lot scarier because you're like, any minute. Just this could happen at any minute.
At least now.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We, on an episode of Armando's other podcast, Boyfriend Material, forever ago, this is probably almost a year ago at this point, got into a long discussion about why people only murder on the purge and why they aren't just robbing everyone. And then this movie talks about like, oh, they moved the money so you can't even rob the banks.
Yeah.
And you're like, so this ain't a real purge at all. Like this is, it's clearly class stratified.
I mean, they do kill a stockbroker and they hang him up.
Because he took their pensions.
Yeah, he and probably a bunch of other people that were involved in that. And listen, I'm not saying you don't kill that guy. I don't know. It's vigilante justice in this world at this night. So like, whatever. But that's the only person who I think may have been upper class. And he might not even have been yet.
I mean, who knows?
Some of those people aren't super wealthy unless they're good at it, and then they get very, very wealthy.
Well, other than at the very end where I assume a lot of those rich people die at the very end, when that kind of like rebel army comes in. When you think about it.
Oh, when Omar shows up?
Hell yeah, Omar coming with guns. It's great.
It is great.
I think a lot of rich people die there.
Good.
One would hope. They were the rich people hunting people.
Excuse me, to quote one of my favorite memes with Donald Glover, good.
Good. Yes, love that. I think they die. I think as far as what we see on the streets. Now, here's the other thing that I thought was very, very interesting. We do early in the movie see a handful of like just regular ass people purging who are maybe bad people, right?
You mean like, is it Diego or whatever? Yeah.
Diego, yeah.
Yeah.
But then from that point on in the movie, we only see a handful of people purging that are not somehow integrated into that government system, because even the guys in the van are turning people over to them for money. So like, it really is that case of like, y'all weren't killing each other enough, so we had to do it. Like, it's just.
And think about what those two groups are.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that tracks, honestly.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I was like, oh, this movie is layered. And I did not see this when it came out. So when Frank Grillo joined the Marvel Universe, I was like, who's this guy that everyone's so excited about? And now I get it.
Can I ask who he's playing? Because he has some very he's like very Frank Castle coded in this movie.
Yes.
I mean, like lost a son, and I realized he didn't lose his wife. Frank did, quote, have it worse, I guess.
Sure.
But his wife left him. So like, you be the judge.
Right.
Anyway, he is more or less Frank Castle this whole movie.
Yeah, he is a villain in the Marvel universe. He's like a member of like a Hydra offshoot and shit. But everyone was like, Frank Grillo. I was like, who? And now that I've seen this, which I think predated that, I'm like, oh, I get it.
Yeah, I Frank Gorilla it. Yeah, I get it. But yeah, so Paige,
yes.
Let me ask you this before we get into it. It's purge night. You're like downtown.
No.
You're stuck. How do you survive the night?
I am one of the people that would try to be inside at all costs to not purge.
Oh, I think the only thing you can do is hide.
I think the only thing you could do is hide.
Yeah.
Especially if I don't have a gun, that's another thing that this movie does is sexualizes guns in a very satirical way where it literally is like pointing the finger at like, America's so fucking horny for guns, you fucking bastards. I was laughing every time they did it. It was great.
The lady auctioneer
Yes!
literally talks about it in a very
Discharge.
sexual way.
Yeah. Like, oh, God. But then even the announcer is like, remember that you can use the whatever. And then that one lady who's like, I am the arm of God. It's this kind of rifle. I was like, man, I kind of fucking dig the Rage Against the Machine level nonsense the Purge is dealing with.
Yeah.
Oh man, how do I survive? I did think their dumpster idea was not a bad idea because I do think most Purge peoples would not look in a dumpster. It'd be gross to be in there, but I think that might save you, to be honest, or parked car and just lay on the floor of the car and just don't move, don't make a sound. Because like, and cut the lines so nobody can like steal the car. Because that's the thing is like, as long as that car is not movable or stealable, they're gonna kind of leave it alone. Especially if you can find like a burned out car that's like done burning.
Yeah.
And just hide in there.
Yeah, don't get in it if it's still on fire, I guess as Paige is concerned.
Yeah, no, that's a bad idea.
Right. Paige, okay, so yeah, dumpster makes sense.
Empty storefront, also a good idea.
Oh, Paige, that's close to one of the ones I thought of.
Yeah.
Here it is. Go to a mattress store's storefront.
Yes.
And paint your face like you're a mannequin.
Okay.
And just sleep all night.
I thought, okay. At one point, they walk through an encampment.
Yeah.
And they're basically like, these people are just trying to survive. They ain't hurting anybody. And then, of course, unfortunately, a dune buggy with flamethrowers drives through and they kill a bunch of those people so that we don't kill our main characters,
right.
Which is 100% why they did that.
Yeah, they become what is known as horror movie fodder.
Yes, but it is absolutely a way to differentiate our main characters from the Purgers. I get it. But yes, I thought about that because I'm like, go to a storefront that no one wants to steal things from.
Yes.
Like something that's not worth stealing.
Yeah.
So like avoid any food, avoid any whatever. But if you were like chandelier store or something like that everyone's like, I can't carry it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, honestly, chandelier stores don't exist. That's a front for some like mob organization.
There are two in Los Angeles.
I'm sure there are, wink. You know what I'm saying?
But they are primarily for sets, movie sets and stuff. But yeah.
I'm sure there are.
Yes.
Here's a hot one. Here's a hot take, guys, from your Purge professional here. Disguise yourself as a body in the morgue. All you have to do is get a toe tag and just like bring a pillow in, get naked, throw the tag on, sleep for the night.
I also thought about, and this is, here's the dark part, because there's a part of me that's like, dead body. Pretend to be a dead body.
Yep.
Because no one's shooting dead bodies. And I was like, dead body in the street, but you know there are assholes who are just flamethrowing shit and you gonna get flamethrowed. So like, which is also why dumpster,
yes,
I still think might be the best idea.
Well, and if you can get like big books to put like line around the outside.
Yes.
Just to, a little protection, you throw in some trash bags, that cover it full of like food that is like, still like chips and shit, like, and then like drinks.
I mean, here's the thing. I could last a night with no food if I needed to. I could last 12 hours. The smell is what would get me.
Paige, I would stay in a dumpster overnight with you as long as we got to clean the dumpster beforehand and had, I don't know, an hour and a half to stash it with goods.
I feel like you could prep a dumpster.
That's what I'm saying.
Think about this.
Yes.
Like, prep a dumpster with holes that you can like look out through, and so it's already clean.
It's got like the club thing where like if you knock on the club, they pull that wood slat open and you can just see your eyes. Yes, Paige.
Yes.
Except there are two for both of our eyes. So we're like on our knees looking out the dumpster.
If we had a chance to prep a dumpster, we could probably just stay inside.
Paige, that's what I was saying. I would do this with you now.
I know. I mean, here's the thing. If I'm not just stuck outside, if I have time to plan, I am renting or buying or something a country house way the fuck in the middle of nowhere and fortifying that shit like Night of the Living Dead. And just like rifle at the door, just fucking waiting.
Yeah.
Like that is my chosen option. But, invite people that I know and trust to like stay so we're all safe. That's fine. When they got into that apartment, I immediately was like, that bitch gonna shoot everybody. I like saw it coming.
Oh, you mean when Lorraine immediately out of the gate is unhinged? Yeah. And listen, Lorraine's got a lot going on and they're doing some terrible shit to Lorraine and she's going through something. I ain't saying she's fully like crazy or anything, but this is like heat of the moment kind of passion stuff. And you can tell before she like brings the gun out.
I don't even think it's heat of the moment. I think she's been planning it for months.
I think she's been planning it for months too, but it has like been festering. She has not been talking to anybody about it. And she is like, she knows it's coming. Like, I think the person who is performing it does an amazing job.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. Cause like you can tell something's going to happen with her immediately.
Yeah. Could be. Who knows? It's only just out of reach. Yes. It's scary.
Yeah.
I also love that this movie was like, by 2023. And I was like,
I know.
oof.
Paige. They were close. That's a pretty close prediction.
Well, the first one was like, unemployment is below 5%. I was like, it kind of was in 2023.
It
But that's
fully
part of
was.
the problem. Because at a certain point, that means it's really hard to find a job. Complicated. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not like a true measure of success, but
No.
it's an indicator, sure.
Yeah.
Paige,
Mm-hmm.
just to rail us onto a better topic,
Yeah.
I think it's a little fucked up that they made Bobo Frank Castle ride to the hospital in the vehicle that killed his son. And nobody talks about that.
Oh my God. I thought about that. Here, okay, can I talk about a crazier thing?
How could it be crazier than that?
Hear me out.
I'll hear you
Fucking
out.
hear me out, Todd,
will.
because I was screaming at the TV. When he goes in to shoot that guy and ultimately does not, he tells them, stay in the car. They're in a car, a working car. He comes out, the government guy tries to shoot him, but they shoot him. And then they come running and they're like, do you have a car? Get us in the car. And I'm like, bitches, you just ran from a car.
Yeah, no, yes.
Which means you've had a car.
Yeah, that's my point, Paige. They make him ride to the hospital in the car that killed his son, and nobody, not even him, mentions that.
Not at all. Nobody mentions it.
Nuts.
And nobody's even like pile him into the giant fucking SUV we have. Like, they did it just to mess with his head.
Yeah, they had other options. That's my point. Anyway, Paige, perhaps we should just go through this movie scene by, I think, awesome scene.
Yes. 2023, unemployment is below 5%. Crime is virtually non-existent. Fewer and fewer people live below the poverty line. Well, it's because they keep killing them. All thanks to the Purge.
Anarchy.
We open 2 hours and 26 minutes before the annual Purge.
Which, like, if you're 2 hours and 26 minutes out, you can tell me it's 2:25. Like, you can round it at that point.
Can I tell you that as a screenwriter, they definitely wrote 26 because 25 seems too convenient. Like, my screenwriter brain does that never on round numbers, never on 15s. Like, always 47.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, this is specific. I should pay attention.
Well, and the camera is always shaking slightly, which also goes with that vibe, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But we open on a diner. Everyone is kind of closing up and going home. But this is where we meet Ava, who's going to go home and be one of our main characters in just a minute.
We also meet Tanya here, who is her friend.
Yes.
We end up at her place later on. And that is where we meet the, let's just say, unhinged a little because of circumstances, Lorraine.
Yeah, way later.
Yes.
Yes. I do, man.
I do, woman. Oh, sorry. I thought we were just announcing who our sexual preference is.
No, men.
Well, you already did it.
I did. I do really think that this scene is a perfect example of word economy, but communicating the maximum amount of emotion, where there is one line where they're all kind of waiting for their boss to let them go home. And the boss says, all right, it's getting late. I really hope I see all of you tomorrow.
Yeah. And that is 100% in the performance too.
Yes.
Because it's like, it's 95% of what your boss would say to you any day.
Yes.
You know, it's maybe 2 extra words and a lot of like acting going on, which I point out because that lady has one line in this movie and she nails it.
She has one line and she fucking nails it.
Yeah.
And like, that's something that I have been doing a lot of script work for other people and stuff recently. And it's something that I always do in scripts where I cut stuff down where I'm like, you don't need a monologue where this one line says it.
Yeah.
And this is a perfect example of like that one line tells me so much that we didn't need 15 lines to do it. We just needed that one. Perfectly done.
Not to break us out of this scene a little bit, but one of these introductory like scenes, because we get like snippets from people's lives for maybe like 3 or 4 rounds of that until we're all brought together, and now that core group that we've been following their stories separately are now together, right?
Right.
And the first sort of introduction scene for Bobo Frank Castle is no dialogue at all. It's just a guy preparing a gun.
And I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, because it's just a guy preparing a gun sitting on his bed, and on the nightstand is a picture of him and his son.
We'll get to that scene in like 2 scenes, but we'll talk about it when we get to that scene, because I not only did that scene perfectly communicate what was about to happen and who this was, I also from that scene inferred what happened to his son.
Yeah.
So when he told me, I was like, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I didn't quite know exactly how they died, but I figured it was an accident of some sort because, you know,
yes,
you assume he wouldn't kill a doctor if his son died of cancer or something,
right,
you know?
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get to it in just a sec because that's literally, it's coming up.
Yeah.
So as they're leaving, one of Ava's coworkers offers her a ride home and she doesn't take it. And again, minimal dialogue, but we are very clearly understood that that was an offer of a ride with strings attached, and she actively did not take it.
Paige.
That will inform some stuff later, but I was shocked this guy doesn't come back. And I thought it was a precursor to like, hey, as a lady, in Purge times, you got to be fucking careful because all he'd have to do is just never let her out of his car. Like,
or anything.
Or take her wherever.
Literally anything he wanted.
Yeah, because it's the Purge.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
Which is why it's so scary. And I think you'll
Yes.
notice as she gets closer to home and as it gets later at night, every interaction with a man gets progressively hornier and creepier.
Yes.
And it's like, this is, I think, one that a lot of women get just day to day now.
Yeah.
And I don't say that to say it's not that bad. It's bad, but they get progressively worse from here.
Yes, yes. And we'll cover it more as we kind of get through it. But
yeah,
they do ask, she and Tanya talk about something. She says, are you going to do it? Yes, I can't afford his medicine anymore.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question for you, because I wondered this the entire time. The second they said that, I wondered if she was going to kill her own father because they couldn't afford his medication.
Oh, shit. I didn't think that at all. That'd have been dark.
Or alternately, that she knew about the deal he had made and was not going to stop him. And they just had not told her daughter yet. Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, man. She clearly didn't. But yeah, that I could have. Yeah.
Or is it the third option of, was she going to try and ask for the raise that we don't see her do it, but it's implied that she did and did not get that raise for the medication, the benign option.
Right.
I feel like it could be any of the 3.
Yeah, I don't know. She reacts pretty sad when she reads the letter from her dad.
Yes.
So
I think she was going to be sad anyway.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true.
And to be honest, I think if it was the really dark option 1, I think she would have poisoned him.
Well, I mean, she didn't do that, obviously. Like
we watched her. She did not, right?
Yeah.
But like, if she had, that would have probably been it.
But she might have known about his choice before. Yeah, I mean, like, we don't know fully, and she would have been sad in that moment. But we don't see either way, I'll say.
Here's what I will say. I understand her daughter's reaction to freak out and be like, what can we do? What can we do? And she's like, nothing, he's gone. Now, that could be one of 2 things. That could be, I knew that he might do this and I am sad, but the choice has been made.
Yeah.
Or it could be, I know that I am helpless in this moment and I have to just release this and make sure we're safe.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one of those it is. It could be either one. And I think this movie does a great job of like layering in such human emotions there that you're like, I don't even know. And honestly, I wouldn't blame you either way.
And it is interesting because, like, I don't really think about the fact that they just lost their grandfather and father earlier that night because they have to be in flight mode
the whole time,
all the time. So they can't like sit down and even be like, holy shit, is granddad dead?
Yeah.
Because they're like, holy shit, is that guy with the flamethrower? We gotta run. You know, it's like they don't have time for any of that. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Nuts. But then we get to Frank Grillo loading up an arsenal. Not just one gun, multi. He's going to fucking war. And in the background, we see pictures of him and his son, but then also like a newspaper clipping.
Yeah.
And I was like, his son died in a car accident. It was a drunk driver.
Even in this scene, it's clear like he's going to murder specifically a dude.
Yes.
Because his son is dead. And we don't know how he died or any of that shit yet.
Yeah.
We don't know how deep the stalking goes until his ex-wife comes over and he like closes the door and you see like the Charlie board from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
And you're like, fuck.
Oh shit, this guy has gone deep. Like when he reveals like, oh, I went over there 3 weeks ago and disabled their shields or their like their security, whatever.
Their back shields or whatever.
That felt so earned because I thought back to this, like that moment where I saw like the cork board.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, this guy's been planning this for months.
Oh yeah, a year. I would guess since the day his son died.
Honestly, Paige, this whole movie is just like Boba Frank Castle trying to get his purge errands done.
Yes.
And he just like picks up 7 dependents along the way. And he gets like lost in the sauce of their side quests and doesn't get to do his errand until like the next, like he does. And I actually kind of love what happens with him, but it's funny to me that like, if he had been able to just go do it and come back, he'd have been home by like, I don't know, 9 o'clock.
Yes. But, and I think the movie does this for a reason to differentiate those people who have bought into the purge and those people who have not.
Oh,
I do not think he's a purger.
He's not. He saves everyone he can.
He saves everyone he can.
There's even a guy he puts in like a sleeper hold so he doesn't have to kill him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And so like, I think very much it gets to the very end where, and we don't see it on screen. And I know this is a movie you have not seen, but everyone should see. But the end of Blind Spotting has a similar ending of like, someone has an opportunity to kill someone and would be justified in doing so.
Yeah.
And they don't because they're like, I'm not a killer. In this moment, I have a choice to be a killer or not, and I am not a killer. And that's what happens in this movie, too.
You're just describing Ashley Judd's best movie, Double Jeopardy.
Oh, I haven't seen Double Jeopardy in forever, but yes. But I think is very much, and I think that's a great distinction for the movie to make between the purgers and the people who are just trying to fucking survive. And it is this like, I'm not a killer.
Yeah.
The world demands that I be the monster they paint me as, and I am not that. And I do love that about this movie.
Same.
Anyway, we then cut to Shane and Liz.
I kept her in my notes as Shane's wife because I know they said her name once and I
think it's Liz.
I'll look it up right now.
I'm pretty sure it's Liz and I fucking love her arc. I love her ending. I'm so on board for it.
Oh,
because she's like, give me a fucking gun.
Let's put a pin in it because there are 2 things that I really love that she does, and that's one of them, and the other one we'll talk about later.
Yes.
Yeah, cliffhanger. By the way, I did, while we were vamping here, look it up. Her name is Liz. Well done.
Liz.
Her name's Liz.
And they're driving through people boarding up their houses, and they're like, let's take the back roads. Now, here's what I find interesting, and I think the movie actually does a really good job of like, we don't officially know where this is. Like, we hear news reports about Los Angeles and Philadelphia and other places, and this was definitely filmed mostly in downtown Los Angeles.
Sure.
You see the skyline, you see the bridges. They never definitively tell us where it is.
Yeah.
Kind of like Seven, where it's Gotham, because it's supposed to be any downtown. Perfect.
Yeah, and it does work. It works for that.
Yeah, they're trying to drive out of town. They stop in, I would assume, some sort of grocery store. Now, here's the other thing. In the car, he's like looking at pictures of them and they're talking about their separation. I was like, is he going to purge her in a if I can't have you, no one else can scenario?
Paige, hot take. I think he hired God.
Ooh, I thought about that where I was like, did he hire them to kidnap her?
No, not kidnap her. I think what he hired them to do is to put them into a, quote, safe
yes,
life or death situation.
Yes.
But ultimately protect them, because it is Purge night.
It is Purge night.
But to make her fall back in love in what I do think is sort of along the lines of a the game dating service that we've talked about in other episodes.
I transparently did think of that as a possibility while watching this, where I was like,
I legit wrote it in my notes because I did as well. But it's never that. And like, I'm so sick of movies not being brave. It's because I've said that like 4 times and it's never, ever been close to that.
I feel like this movie is plenty brave.
No, I know. Believe me. I don't really think that movies not doing my stupid premise that I truly badly want to see.
Yes.
That does not make them not brave. Like that's it. Yeah, that's up to them.
Anyway.
Yeah.
I wondered if he was going to kill her or if it was going to be a game scenario, but they stopped for like supplies to a grocery store. They are parked and we'll come back to them in just a second. But before we get back to them, we see like a news briefing of like the new founding fathers. But my favorite part is that it like puts their flag across the screen and it's the stripes and just 1 star. I was like, are we Puerto Rican now? Like what? It is absolutely the Puerto Rican flag. And I was like, all right, let's go. Why
Paige,
not?
I'd like to point out that this person's name is Donald Talbot, and they seem to be like a leader in this new America.
Of the mall Talbots?
Well, no, but
No, that was just a joke for all the 40-plus-year-old ladies.
there's another leader of America whose name is Donald and like last name starts with a T.
Well, yes. They also, later, they have the Hanovers and the Hearsts. And I was like, ooh, not even disguising those ones.
Nope. But this movie came out in 2014.
Oh my God. Prophetic.
This is well before Trump announced he was going to run.
But plenty of time for them to get the heiress to Talbots from the mall.
Honestly, wouldn't that have been hilarious if it was like, yeah, I'm the son of the Talbots guy,
I'm the son of the Talbots guy. Can I interest you in a boxy jacket?
or running your country?
Oh, look, it's the Aeropostale twins. I can't wait to see what Pizzerina Sbarro is going to wear. Just for my favorite 30 Rock reference ever.
I know. I love that too.
Anytime I see a Sbarro, I think of Pizzerina Sbarro.
As I walk by, same.
As I stop and then eat the pizza that Pizzerina would want. But then during our last, like shopping for a new pope or whatever, when that guy Pizza Balla was up for it, I was like, oh, come on, guys. That nothing would be funnier.
Wait,
Although new pope's doing all right.
did Pizza Balla not win?
No.
Damn.
No. Our random ass Chicago guy won. But he's honestly...
Wait, the random ass Chicago's guy's name wasn't Pizza Balla?
I know. Chicago. Start naming more people after pizza.
100%.
No, it was an Italian guy named Pizza Balla. I was like, our people are truly unhinged.
Or brave.
Or brave.
I love it.
My favorite was I was out getting a new tattoo last night and Andrea Gazzetta was with me and I was flipping through designs to like point at this one that the tattoo artist and I had already discussed or whatever to like integrate into a thing. And Andrea's like, oh, you could get a tiny little bow tie pasta. And I just turned over the arm that was flipping through the book. And she was like,
because that's one you already have. Yeah.
and she was like, good. That needed to happen. I was like, it did in the past.
Yeah. Did you and Andrea get matching tattoos, Paige?
We did not, but she did watch as someone tattooed my butt. True friendship.
Yes. I would say that is true friendship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And not necessarily because it's on your butt. She like just went to be supportive while you got a tattoo.
I mean, we were at an event and the tattoo happened at an event, but she did sit there while I had to be ass out in front of multiple people.
Well, that's a little different. You were ass out on stage more or less while you got a butt tattoo.
No. No, it was at like a new fancy store opening thing and they had tattooing in the back.
It sounds like it. That's where you got it, right?
Right. But I like wore a dress so that they could like, lift and whatever.
Yeah.
But then people are just walking through though. So you're just like, hey, how's it going? Thanks for the LaCroix.
Hey, this is my ass, stranger.
Hey.
So sorry that we're both experiencing it like this.
Hey, and I had to do it standing because they didn't have a table like big enough for me to like lay out on. So I'm just like standing there. They're just like, hey.
Sometimes it's good to stand.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, everything's fine. This is definitely not a trauma response.
What tattoo did you get?
It's very cool. It's like a little ribbon bow and then it says soft over it.
That's awesome.
I liked it a lot. It was one of those things that I'd been bouncing it around for a while. And I was like, shit, let's do it. Let's go. And then they like put it on and Andrea was like, hell yeah. And I was like, yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
It came out great. It's really good. And it doesn't hurt at all. Turns out when you got a lot of meat back there, you don't really feel it. It was about like somebody drawing on me with a Sharpie.
Yeah, honestly, where I got mine didn't really hurt a whole lot either.
Yeah.
But I knew that going in, and that's one of the reasons I chose that location on my body.
Where'd you get your tattoo?
On the shaft. No, I'm joking. It's on the back of my...
That was the name of the tattoo shop. The Shaft.
I wanted to look like a tree trunk. Anyway, so I got a tattoo on my back, on my left shoulder blade.
Yes.
And it honestly wasn't bad. But I was a real baby about it. I made my friend take me to Waffle House afterwards.
Oh.
At like 7 at night. Anyway, Paige, we gotta keep rolling through this. Come on.
I don't even know how we got here. Anyway, Eve was walking home.
It's the Purge. Anything can happen.
Oh, it was, we were talking about the mall Talbots.
That's right. Good God.
And Pizzerina Sbarro. Wow, this got off the rails. But that Purge ad, at this point, because I have only seen like bits of the first one and this, I'm like figuring it out as I go along.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, got it. So the Purge is to get the crime horny out. And like, that's what I have in my notes where it's like, you're horny for crime. Purge it out this night.
But it would be like if you asked your granddad to explain to you what being horny for crime was, because it's like a very official government sounding, like, they don't say horny for crime. Like, that's not what they say.
And here's, again, and not to get back to the thing that Mondo and I talked about ad nauseum, but I feel like there's so many more fun crimes than murder. Like,
oh, we don't see anybody robbing. We see no heistery is to be found. Like,
we were thinking like fraud. Like, why don't you defraud a bunch of people? Like, make some money from the comfort of your own fucking home if all crime is legal.
Oh my God. The scam phishing emails I'm going to send. Oh.
I'm a prince from a foreign country and I'm about to take all your money because it's Purge Day. Like, come on.
Somebody get me grandma's email. The dementia set in. Let's go.
I'm going to bake with all the forbidden candies, like all the stuff that they outlaw because it breaks your teeth. Like, whatever. There's so many things that are illegal.
I like how you're doing something illegal that's only going to hurt you and maybe Jake.
No. I'll serve it to other people and then just be like, ha, 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 ha. You chewed too hard.
So you would actually want to kill. This is what I'm hearing. You
Not
want
really.
to kill people in a Purge. Not really is not a no.
No, well, here's my thing. I feel like the only people I'm horny for killing are the people it would be the toughest to get to during the Purge. So the likelihood that I'd be able to do that, like, I'm joining the rebel army for sure. But like, I don't have any desire to just kill my neighbors.
Exactly.
And like, no. If I'm gonna kill somebody, it's gonna try to do it for the greater good.
Yeah.
And frankly, again, nearly impossible to do that, would probably get killed in the process. So I'd rather just stay home and not kill people if I could avoid that.
Right.
But like, there's gotta be, hey, half our states have sodomy laws that you could consensually break for fun. Like, come on, guy, like, build a water slide in your backyard. Zoning doesn't count. It's the Purge. Like, dig where your gas lines are. There's so many things you could do.
Don't do that, because then again, you're only hurting yourself and your neighbors.
Make bonfires in safe areas, because that's also against the law.
Paige, you live in California. Don't encourage people to burn things.
Well, just do it in the middle of the street. Like, light Waymo's on fire. We already do that, but like, they can't catch you on Purge Day. Fuck the robots up.
All of that you would get away with, obviously, because Purge night.
Right.
But it does seem like everybody is just like, I'm out for murdering.
Time to murder.
Everything else I'm not interested in.
Yeah, if I'm not murdering or sexual assaulting, I'm murdering more. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, it is like those two things, right?
Break crazy laws. Burn flags. Do whatever. Like, there's so many fun things to do. And you're just...
Poke a badger with a spoon.
Yeah.
What? Like, that's gotta be illegal, but...
Nut tap a bald eagle, man. Like, you can do whatever the fuck you want. It's Purge Day. It's time to lick some endangered animals.
Paige, it's time to get railed and get off of this derail.
I feel like getting railed in the context of breaking laws, maybe not the best turn of phrase, especially after we just nut-tapped that bald eagle.
Yeah, there's a reason I did the wordplay.
Anyway, so we cut to Ava walking home from getting her father's medication.
Yo, this was crazy.
This is nuts.
Because she passes a street vendor who is like selling guns, more or less.
On the street.
Uzis, sawed-off shotguns or whatever. And then he says, and this is like, as I mentioned, as it gets like closer and closer to Purge, it gets creepier and creepier. Because he says, we accept any form of payment.
Yes.
In a very like, you could like have sex with me and I'll give you a gun kind of way.
Yeah. Which, like, depending on who's asking, free gun, right?
Well, yeah, I would not fault her if she was into it, yeah.
If you consent to it, go off.
But like, I also understand if you're not into it, that being creepy. You know what I'm saying?
Super dark, right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the implication.
Look, it like, if someone was like, hey, Paige, you have to have sex with Frank Grillo and we'll give you all the guns you want, I'd be like, I'm already half done. Like, let's go.
Oh, wait, does he have to finish too?
I don't care if that was not part of the agreement. But yes, and this is very, because they're also offering like, I'll protect you, but it is very much coded as in exchange, right?
Yes.
She gets back to her building and runs into who I believe is the building super, Diego.
I know it's Diego. I don't know if he's the super, but...
Or maintenance man, somebody who has access.
He like uses his gun to blow down their door or whatever, right?
No, he just like, he bangs and opens the door.
So he might have keys. Yeah, I don't know.
He might have keys.
I don't remember him being the super, but that might explain it if he did just open the door.
Yeah, the only reason I thought he was is because it looked like he was in like a maintenance uniform, kind of, as he's walking out the door, because she passes him.
You might be right. I am definitely not saying that.
I don't know.
I'm just saying I thought that coded him as very maker class, like working class,
yes.
maker class.
Oh, 100%. He either works in their building or lives in their building.
Yes.
In my estimation.
100%. Because there's no other way he would know Eva.
Right.
And he does. He says her name,
yes.
So he knows her. Yeah.
And he says that she walks past every day and doesn't acknowledge him, which also, oof, magoof, like the entitlement.
I know.
We'll get to that later, but
which I think is a problem in real world. So I kind of like that it's here, but it's so annoying to see.
Oh yeah. And he's already drunk. And like, even in this brief exchange where he's like, I could protect you. And she's like, no, thanks. You realize this is a bad guy and we should watch out for him immediately. Like,
oh yeah.
Oof.
He's literally saying you need to have a guy in your life to protect you. I think he literally says that.
Yeah.
As he's offering him as a service, obviously.
Right. But we cut to Eva getting inside. And this is where we get Michael K. Williams as kind of the rebel leader. Carmelo Jones, I believe is his last name in the movie.
I think it is. I know his first name's Carmelo because like Callie says that a lot.
But he lays out, and I almost feel like this is this movie being like, yo, if you misunderstood the first movie, let me lay this out for you. The Purge is classist because rich people can always pay to protect themselves and poor people can't. And it just ensures that poor people die to free up resources and everything for the upper class so that they're less of a drain and they're out of the way. So like, that is what it is. And it keeps y'all fighting each other instead of fighting those people. That's what this is. The Purge is designed to keep you afraid, to keep you subjugated, and to keep your population down. Not their population down, but yours specifically. It's very succinct, but very well done.
Yeah.
And this is this is Callie, Eva's daughter, watching this video. And she's talking with her grandpa, and he's like, that's nonsense. He's all talk. Nobody's going to do anything. Because her grandfather has kind of resigned himself to, this is the world we live in. I have to make the choice that I have to make for my family within it. Dark and sad though that choice is. Because he's like, I'm going to go take a long nap. You all lock everything down, and then we'll weather the night out.
Yeah.
So we then cut to Liz and Shane. And this is where they're in the parking lot. They've gotten back to the car. She's doing the like, I did unlock it. I unlocked it. And they get bumped by what I just have like in Hot Fuzz, like a hoodie because we don't know who these people are yet.
At all.
We just know they're in hoods and masks.
Yeah.
Right?
And this guy's wearing a mask and you can't, like, it's creepy and it did scare me. Like, this is the biggest scare of the movie for me.
Sure.
Which was very funny because it's like the Purge hasn't even started yet.
It hasn't. And I realized because this movie was 2014, if we were remaking this movie today, 10 years later, right? That bump would have been them putting an air tag on the car.
Yeah, it would have been.
Right? So that they could track them.
Like on a magnet onto the wheel well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead, they just follow them. But we will get to that in a second. We cut back to Frank Grillo, whose wife shows up and is like, hey, can you not go kill that guy? I know it's Purge night, but can you not?
I think it's important that we say it's his ex-wife that shows up.
Yes.
And he indicates that she is already remarried.
Yes.
So, like, he's just like,
your new family.
yeah, move on with your life. You know, it's fine. I'll be fine. Which, if you think about this page, and I'm not here to judge anybody. You know me. Okay. His son died 12 months ago.
I think the only mistake is them making it only 12 months ago because the case and everything would have taken a lot longer.
Yes.
This should have been 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll say just for the wife alone, or now ex-wife, for her to be remarried already in a year feels very callous, sort of. Like, was this sort of going on before the child thing happened?
Well, it made me wonder if they were separated before the kid died, but we don't know. We don't get that information.
That is a better reading, yes.
Right?
That also could be, yeah.
Right. Because here's the thing. The more natural reading is they lost the kid, and the trauma of losing that kid fractured their relationship, breaking them up. He could never let it go. He could never move past it. He's going to kill this guy. She has moved on and has another husband. I think the only problem with that is that it's only 12 months. Because again, the court case alone that lets that guy off
would take 15 months to 2 years. Like, it would take a long time.
Yeah, if you were like 3 years ago this happened, I'd be like, yeah, of course she's remarried and whatever.
But it could have been they split up when their kid was 2, you know? So like...
Right, and we just don't know.
Yeah.
We have no idea. It reads more like the kid's death fractured them because she's still trying to make sure he's okay on Purge night.
That's exactly why I thought that too. But like, I actually prefer the reading where they got divorced when the child was still alive and like early in the kid's life, because then it doesn't feel as like, oh my God, you like ran away from your grief into the arms of another man kind of situation.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because the wife is doing a very kind thing here. That's all I'm pointing out. Like,
yeah.
Anyway.
Of course. Anyways, so we then cut to everyone kind of prepping for Purge night. Eva's taking a shower. While she's doing that, her dad gets dressed, leaves the house and gets into a limo outside. And we know they're poor. We know that this apartment's not great. She's struggling to pay for his medication. He doesn't want to take the medication. So how does he have a limo? We'll find out momentarily.
Paige, I went on a journey in this like little montage of them getting ready for Purge night and all that stuff. Because as he's like getting dressed to go out, I was like, and because we've already seen a lot of like Omar doing his like revolutionary stuff, or his name in the movie actually is Carmelo, sorry. But he's doing that, like the breaking into the government feed or whatever, which you'd have to do because the Taker class controls all of media. So like you'd have to hack in some way. Anyway, love that part of it. But I thought like he was going to be a part of that at first.
Sure.
Like he was going to be a part of the revolution.
I was kind of hoping for that.
Me too. He was like developing a cover story so it would be like, don't come into the room because I know they'll want to come after me.
Right.
And they need to know that I went out when they're already safe the next morning, you know?
Yeah.
But immediately that gets shattered when you see the limo. You're like, damn it, they got him.
They got
I was like,
him.
Shit.
But we cut to Frank Grillo loading up a reinforced car. He has like death-proofed his car.
Almost. I mean, he does struggle with like minigun fire, but that's a pretty big caliber bullet, I assume. So
yes.
Yeah.
Well, and he looks at the bullets later and they're government issues specifically for piercing, like stuff like that.
Oh, that's probably it then. Yeah.
Which is also part of how he's like, it's the government. Like, this is what?
Well, Paige, you know what's kind of crazy? He's probably the government.
Yes, because he's a sergeant.
Yeah.
And I feel like he recognizes and sees a lot of that stuff before it occurs to everyone else.
Yeah.
Is in a moment of like, I can't even deal with this right now.
He's got a job to do.
He's got a job to do. But meanwhile, back in the house, Ava and Callie are like sitting down to dinner. We're fine. We're going to be fine just like every other year. Meanwhile, Shane and Liz's car breaks down and we reveal that the lines have been cut and the motorcycles and the van are following them.
Yeah.
We'll find out later that motorcycle and van are literally just hunting people to turn them over to rich people for money. They're not even killing anybody, or at least in their minds they're not killing anybody, but because they're part of the system that kills people, their hands are bloody.
Yeah. It's kind of a great metaphor for what is like on their faces.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, and it's one of those things where like, I feel like you could do more subtly and do more with them, but we only see them a little bit. What I'm interested in is, as the movies go on, do we get more about that, or does it explore all the different facets? Because the next one's election, so I'm like, okay, maybe that's going to explore how something like this comes to be.
We should do that next year.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because it'll be right before the midterm. Yeah, let's do it next year. Hell yeah. But Paige, this is the scene where they're like talking about, we got to tell your sister we're splitting up.
We're splitting up, yeah.
And I don't know, Shane says something like, maybe I don't want to make it real or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it is. They're arguing over if we tell her it'll feel real. And he's like, well, maybe I don't want to make it real. And that's when I wrote down, oh my God, is he doing the game dating service on his partner or whatever?
This is when I was suspecting it as well.
I was like, where's Sean Penn?
But we cut to everyone now, the purge has started. And I love that it's the emergency alert system.
Yeah.
Because like that is what it would be, but it's such a wild way to see it used that way. And we then get a cut of like snipers in the parks, school buses of people full of guns, dogs, giant, and we see, for the first time, we see air quotes Big Daddy, who is in this giant like 18-wheeler and just opens at the back and guns people down.
Which, Paige, can I point this out? Because that made me laugh.
That they call him Big Daddy?
No.
Oh.
No. I've heard people called that or Big Papa.
Big Papa.
Exactly. But it's because you don't see any of the other strike team that also are working with him. And it just kind of looks like this guy parked and then crawled into the back of his 18-wheeler.
Yes.
And then like got behind the minigun and then hit the button to open the back of the truck and then shoot the people that were standing there watching him set up for the past 15 minutes. I was like, they wouldn't still be there. They would have run away.
Yeah.
That's insane. Anyway, it made me laugh.
Anyway, but Shane and Liz are running on foot through downtown. This is where they try to get into a dumpster and don't, but maybe they should have.
Yeah.
But they keep running. We then cut to Ava and Callie's apartment. They're about to sit down to dinner. They go to wake up Grandpa and they read the letter left on his bed. And this is where he basically is like, hey, I offered myself as a martyr to a rich family. They've already deposited $100,000 into your accounts. Take the money, survive the night, and have a good life.
Yeah.
And we then cut to that rich family with their tarped off dining room, just about to kill him, saying, and the way that they, I don't have a great word for this, religiousify patriotism in this movie, I feel like is incredibly apt for now when people are like, we're Christians and that's why we voted to starve people. And you're like, no, that shouldn't be how that is, but fine.
Yeah.
But that's this movie where they're like, blessed be America, a nation reborn. And I just want to say to all of you, you should never be worshiping your country. That's not good in general.
And you should hold the people you elect accountable
Yes.
to you and your community.
Yes, because you elected them. Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, these rich people kill their dad, and they never try to save him. He is just gone. And like, we don't see it, but you're just like, oh, fuck.
And can I just say this? I don't know from what he was dying. I don't know how much time he had left.
Not much.
I think this is an incredibly sweet and like selfless gesture that he's giving his.
Within a horrible system, yes.
Yes, 100%. And that's why I want to point it out, because that's the system we live in today.
100%.
Yeah.
And like, this is one of those things where if I was in his shoes, I would have probably done the same thing.
He literally gave his life to the family he made rich, metaphorically speaking.
Right.
So that his daughter and granddaughter could have $100,000.
Right. Which is chump change to those people.
Exactly.
Yes.
Guys.
Yeah.
Did none of you watch A Bug's Life growing up and understand it?
Dude.
Like, what are we doing here?
Required viewing. A Bug's Life. Newsies. Anyway. And Callie, the daughter, is like, we got to go save him. And her mom is like, no,
He's gone.
He's probably already dead. He's gone.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, this is how they purge. They kill from the safety of their own home.
Yeah, because they kill with a policy decision.
Yes.
They're like, hey, maybe we should defund whatever.
Yes.
And then a hurricane happens.
Right.
Or an earthquake happens. And then, people aren't there to get the resources or provide the resources needed to get people out safely or whatever. Like,
right.
That's how they kill from the safety of their own homes.
Right. Where they're like, you don't need Medicaid. Just show us that you're working. Old dementia patient. Yeah. That kind of shit. Yes.
Every Walmart needs a person out front who's not sure why they're greeting you.
And probably dying of heat stroke.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he's gone. But as they're realizing that, they hear a rumbling outside. They see the army coming in outside and their door buzzes. That's Diego coming in.
Yeah.
And Diego kicks the door open. There is an explosion somewhere else in the building, but it's not Diego.
Well, and they even reference it because Callie is like, Diego, you hear the other people in our building. Like,
yes.
You hear other people are coming.
Yes.
So, like, that explosion is the other people.
Right. And he's like, oh, I'm here to protect you because, like, you never thought I was. And he is essentially, the implication is he's going to sexually assault both of them and then kill them if he feels like it.
Yes. Definitely he would kill them if they ever said no to a request he had.
Yes.
Yes. But, like, I kind of love Diego's, like, as a stand-in for a group of people in society.
Yep.
Because he comes in, he's going to do terrible shit.
Yes.
Because he's got a shotgun,
Yep.
So, like, we know he's going to die in a struggle. He doesn't, but he dies in a very good way.
Yeah, he steps out to see what the commotion is in the rest of the building, and they just riddle him with bullets.
Yes.
And the army comes in and pulls Callie and Ava out. Now, what I really wonder, because they're supposed to be brought to that guy, and he even requests that they're brought to him later. I need to know why, and I don't know why in the movie. It could just be that guy has a fetish.
I don't know.
It could be that they're his extended family or something. I don't know.
It could be because they're the occupants of the house that was like red in their system and he's just got like a job to do.
Who knows?
Yeah. Let me get back to Diego really quick. Because, like, he's the stand-in for, like, the guy who was, like, sick of being a loser, and they find someone who, like, tells them it's not their fault. They're a loser. It's not your fault. Yep. You didn't do anything to be better as a person.
Right.
It's, like, a trans person's fault, or it's, like, a minority person's fault that you're, like, not everything your daddy thought and told you you'd be. Right? So, like, I love that there's a stand-in for that, because it is those types of people who do stuff like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was glad to see him riddled with bullets, even though, like, the enemy of my enemy, it's kind of complicated, Paige, but yes.
Here's the deal with that, though. I loved it was the government that killed that guy.
Yeah.
Because even though he is doing the government's bidding in this moment by purging, they will still kill you. They don't care about you at all. But they're too dumb to realize that.
Yes, those guys are almost universally bootlickers, and the boots will stomp you too. Like, the boots do not care about you. Like, yes. Anyway, basically the whole building dead, except for Ava and Callie. They pull them outside, and Frank Grillo, as he's kind of rolling, because we've seen him driving around, he clearly has a place he's trying to get to. And he sees them struggling and he has this moment of like, just drive. And he can't because he's not a killer. He is not a purger. He's not a killer. And so he gets out, murks the whole group.
Paige, it's so cool. He does a really great job. But it is very Punisher. I was like, damn.
Yes.
It's really cool. Yeah.
He gets them back to the car. But what has happened while they have been taking everyone out? Shane and Liz have climbed inside the car. And he's like, get out of the car. But they see that the truck is back up and running and coming for them. And the other truck with the motorcycles is also coming for them.
Yeah.
So it's like fucking everybody in the car.
Yeah. You got religion and the government after you.
Yeah.
You gotta run.
Gotta run. So he runs and they are firing at him from the truck, but he gets out of the way. The truck then ends up firing at the motorcycle guys, but they seem to kind of survive.
Yeah, they will turn on
They'll kill each other, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They don't 100%. Care about each other, yeah.
No, but as he gets just a few blocks away, one of the rounds has pierced his engine, and now the car has broken down. So now they're not safe. They can't go anywhere. So they get out of the car and he's like, all right, everybody go where you all need to go. I'm going to go. And they're like, we're not the people that would survive this. And he hands them all guns. He's like, find a place to be. And they're like, we can't, man. Like
I did love that he was like, all right, the car broke down. We're now on foot, and you are y'all's responsibility. Like, I take no ownership of this as a group, and I will be like Purge Santa. Here's a gun. Here's a gun. Here's a gun. You just like point and shoot. All right, goodbye. I'll see you never. Like, he's got a mission. I love that was his response, because he is about to do a bad thing.
Right.
Heart of gold on that guy. Heart of gold on that guy.
Yeah, still gives out the guns.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. He gives them the majority of his guns, because he keeps, I think, 2 or 3.
Yes.
But he had like an arsenal in that car.
Arsenal. Yes. But at this point, Ava's like, I have a friend who doesn't live too far from here. She's got a car. If you can get us there, we'll give you the car. That way we all get there safe. And he's like, all right.
Paige, I love and kind of hated that she lied to him.
Well,
but man, I love that Ava knew what was going on, knew that she needed him, and knew that she and her daughter needed to survive. And the best chance of doing that was to stay with this guy until they got somewhere safe. She is, I think, so smart, and this proves it. How quickly she builds the guile that keeps them alive, I was very impressed by. But it made me sad, because, you know, you want him to be able to go not kill the guy. I want him to do what he does in the movie, but you want him to go have that moment.
I think they do it very purposefully to contrast later when he says, I was doing something for my son. And she's like, I lied to you for my daughter.
Yes, I 100% think that's why they did it. Yes.
Perfect. Yes.
But I love how quickly she comes up with it.
Yes. But they are then now moving as a group, and they're going to try and cut through the financial district because it's always empty because the banks move their money.
Right.
But this is where we encounter the lady who's like, I am a one-woman plague. Just a little extra gun porn.
The thing that I thought was very funny about that is it is what you would see. But that person is on the top of a building with an automatic, like with a assault rifle.
Just spraying wildly.
Yes. Just like spraying and praying largely up in the air. Like, she's not going to kill anybody. I mean, maybe a bullet will fall from the sky and hit someone randomly, but like someone's with a sniper is just going to take her out.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like she is one of those people that feels powerless, and the Purge has given her this one day of power, but she does not even know what to do with it. Does that make sense?
I do. Yes. Paige, I do think, and I think everyone hears what you're saying. This is the Karen in the movie. And yeah, I agree.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. But they are moving past, you know, all of these businesses, and Shane is like, no, we should go this way, and steps in a booby trap. They have to shoot the booby trap out. Snipers pop out of windows. They're shooting the snipers. Yeah. They have to run, and they get into an alley, and they're like, okay, we got to try to avoid the street gangs. We have 6 hours left to survive. But as we find out there's 6 hours, they interrupt the broadcast for Carmelo to basically be like, hey, you don't have to purge each other. You can purge them. It's legal. Yeah. You have guns. They're the ones causing this. Target the real enemy. Great.
Which, can I say this, Paige? When he very much was a voice of, hey, we're all the maker class. They need us to survive. Stop fighting amongst yourselves and fight in the actual class war that has been going on for a long time. Yes. Please. I thought he was for sure going to die.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens to anyone who gets too famous with that kind of message in this country.
Sure. I do love what happens instead.
I was very glad he survived.
Yes. But so they get through the financial district. This is where we see the stockbroker who stole everyone's pensions hung and murdered.
Which I do think, listen, the maker class is going to purge. There are some things that will be atoned for.
Look.
In this kind of situation. And I get that, like, we will purge too.
Hey, you know, sometimes a company denies so many people health care, they have the blood of millions on their hands. Okay?
Yeah, I love Nintendo.
Yeah. Anyway.
It's funny if you could think about it 2 layers deep. Then it's like, oh, okay, I see it. I see what we got there. Yeah.
But they encounter an entire truck full of dead people and smoke canisters. And this is like the truck that invaded her building. So they get a chance to go in and see, this is the fucking army. This is like the army-ass army. They're tapped into government resources. They have government weapons.
Let's just say it. It is like, it's not the like Army, Navy, Marines, or Air Force, but it's like another funded government organization that is built to be an army group that occupies cities in the country.
Yeah. But I read it as like blatantly, this is our army directed to kill us. So if you thought you were a part of this country, surprise, they don't think you're a part of it. And they will kill you for their own means.
Yeah.
Right? But as they're looking at it, and they do see that Carmelo's people are the one that took them out because they left their mark.
Yeah.
But they see another truck headed to kind of, rendezvous with this truck, exchange resources, whatever. So they run, right? This is where he quietly sleeper holds that guy in the alley.
Yeah, because Sergeant doesn't want to kill everybody. I actually wrote in my notes, punish him, because it's not punish her, because he never like fights a lady except the two in the Taker class that bring a knife to a gunfight like an idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, I really love that he just like chokes the dude out, because even though this is like, they are the people doing a lot of the killing tonight.
Yeah.
It's a coworker, so he doesn't want to kill him.
Sure. Very likely. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Here's the deal. I meant coworker two ways, I guess.
Yeah.
Because they are a co-working class person and they are a coworker because he's in the military. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Didn't realize I did that, but I'm glad it turned out that way.
There you go. But this is where they start kind of moving through the alley to still try and get to that address that they're trying to get to. And this is where they move through an encampment and they're like, these people are just trying to survive the night. But then who should chase them but flaming dune buggy people who, again, are going to murder everyone in that encampment so that we don't have to kill any main characters, but still pad the kill count.
Yeah, there's like 30 seconds of this movie that looks like what a like boring company like commercial for their flamethrowers would have wished they could have done.
Right.
But it's like this guy flamethrowering people to death.
Yeah, it's low budget Mad Max is what this is.
Which I enjoy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of liked it. It was kind of cool.
Look, if they'd made that flamethrower come out of a guitar, different story.
Honestly, if I have to go, there are worse ways.
Way worse. But this is where Shane and Liz stay behind with guns and take out the dune buggy people, but Shane gets shot in the process. It is a through and through though, so he's going to survive, but it's going to be a lot of pain.
Yeah.
But it's now 4 hours and 30 minutes remaining of the purge. They keep running. And I do think that it's really interesting that we see the city kind of empty as they go because people lose steam.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the first couple hours of the purge were probably fucking nuts. And then
I bet. Yeah.
Eventually people are like, man, I just want to get some nachos or go to bed. Like, I'm exhausted.
I mean, I bet it's a lot of like pockets every now and then of like screaming and battles or whatever, but it probably dies down very quickly,
right?
Honestly. And it's just a very scary pocket of violence wherever two groups meet or, someone finds another victim, whether they're going after people just hiding or whatever,
Right.
So, yeah.
As they are moving, a street cam catches them. And now the trucks are after them because they were the ones that survived that one building.
Oh, wait, can I just say this? When Shane and his wife or partner or whatever start like fighting together,
yes,
I was like, oh, just like they always say, the family that purges together stays together.
I mean,
probably because they die that night, but like it might be tonight, it might be in 50 years, and I can think of no better way to say I love you every year than to go battle the class war.
In the streets.
In the streets.
I mean, here's what I will say.
By protesting or whatever.
I don't know if she dies tonight or if she ends up like Rose McGowan at the end of Planet Terror, where she's just like a warlord. And I also don't hate that for her.
I don't either.
But they make it to the apartment. They all get inside. It is instantly clear that some shit is wrong, where her coworker is taking a bunch of pills and drinking. Her coworker's sister is all messed up. Her brother-in-law is in purge gear, but definitely didn't purge. He fully purged, right? Like,
I don't think he did. I think Lorraine made a big stink about how he wasn't man enough to go purge. And I do think that was part of him or her plan. Like, maybe I can goad him enough into going out into the purge that he'll get killed, because he probably will, because most people that go out just looking to purge with no indiscriminate purpose are probably going to die.
Right.
So like that's part of it because they're like, this is the scene we find out that Tanya, her sister, Lorraine's sister,
Right.
Which is Eva's friend.
Ava's coworker. Yeah.
Yes. Like, and that's why we're there, right? That she's having an affair with Lorraine's husband.
Right.
Her brother-in-law.
Right. And they're making fun of like her sister's weight and a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And she's kind of just like fucking enough and opens fucking fire.
Yeah, she like shoots at Tanya and I think hits her 3 times in the chest and Tanya is just dead.
Dead.
Yeah, honestly, it's very sad what happens, but it would be over quickly. And so that's kind of a kindness.
Sure. The brother-in-law grabs Liz, and Frank Grillo shoots the brother-in-law so Liz can get away.
Yes, which I kind of loved. Like, I realized that, like, Lorraine is doing some bad stuff too, but hey, listen, you can't take a hostage.
Yeah.
And it's purge night, so I'm going to shoot you.
Right. And Lorraine was clearly going to shoot Liz to get to him because Lorraine did not fucking care.
Yes.
So he saved Liz's life, basically.
Definitely did, yeah.
They all get out of the apartment. They go downstairs, leaving Lorraine up there to shoot whoever else she gonna shoot.
Literally leaving Lorraine with just the family she destroyed.
Yes.
Like, it's sad.
Well, because her dad's still alive. Her husband is still...
Technically still alive when we leave. Yeah, I don't know that he survived much longer, but yes.
Yes.
And he had already been shot. Like, Lorraine may not have killed him. He might have still just died.
Right.
Because he had been shot, I think, twice in the side, and it's purge night. Are you going to go to the hospital?
I unfortunately think Lorraine family annihilates is what happens.
That's dark and could be what happens.
I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
But they leave. And they get, as soon as they kind of get down to outside, they see that the truck is out there looking for them. So they do this kind of like...
It's always out there.
Snake out to try and go through this alley, but that's where the motorcycle guys with the truck get them. And this is, again, Lakeith Stanfield with like 2 lines.
I know.
It's basically just like, hey, we aren't here to kill people. We're here to get money. So they sell them to rich people so that rich people can hunt them in the most dangerous game. And I was like, oh shit, is this about to become Running Man? Yes, it is. And can I tell you, I cannot fucking wait for new Running Man. That trailer looks so fucking lit. So excited.
Haven't seen it.
So good.
I mean, I saw the original because you and Mikey forced me to watch it, and man, thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
And I mean that sincerely. I really enjoyed it. I love that the metaphor for religion in this movie is what the rich use to control and like subjugate the maker class. I love that they are like just so blatant about what is happening in society.
Yes,
and it's just like on full display.
Well, and I think it's more blatant now than it even was in 2014.
Oh, I know. It's somewhat prophetic.
It is unfortunately prophetic, yes.
In so much as like why it would become so important that we know this, but a lot of people have known this for a long time.
Yes.
Since like Citizens United and before.
Yep.
Anyway,
so they pull all their head coverings off and they're in front of essentially like a ballroom full of rich people who are now bidding on them to then murder them in a closed course that looks like a fancy park.
Yeah.
Which is wild. Now here's one other note that I have for this movie, and I think it must have been a budgeting issue because everyone, bids on them. It's the Hanovers, it's the Hearsts. Incredible.
I did kind of love the name calls in that, and I could have added some to it.
Yeah.
But Paige, I love that everyone was dressed like they were about to take the photo you see at the end of The Shining.
Yes.
Like it's like that kind of vibe at this people auction.
Oh God. Yes. But here's the frustrating part, because once they get in there, they're like, it's dark. They have night vision. You don't. So Frank Grillo has to take somebody out in the dark to get the night vision glasses. Now, unfortunately, this looks terrible and you can't really see anything except for the few shots of night vision. And in my notes, I said, I feel like they couldn't afford a full fight scene, so we got this instead. And it's a little frustrating until he gets a set of glasses and then gives a set of glasses to, I believe it's Callie.
Because it's largely just shot like we are our hero, the sergeant's POV kind of, and it's dark. So it's like just dark corners and you see very small things or whatever. And then once he kicks one of their asses and gets their gun and their head thing, then we start to see more of what's going on. But he does kill like 4 people and then
And then Callie kills the 5th.
Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot she does that there too. So yeah, but they bring all that stuff back to like their group and they're like, here, put these on.
Yeah, now you have guns, now you have glasses. Yeah.
Which I kind of love. Like, he could have just like run or just continued fighting and not really cared about the other people he was with. But like every step along the way, he is like trying to help people.
Because he's not a killer, man.
It's not just that he's not a killer. It is that he is the kind of person that is getting more, and he is trying to lift up others that
Yes.
didn't have the advantages that he had by being a fucking member of the military and being trained to do this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, and here's the thing. I don't know if it's military or police.
I don't think it matters for the metaphor.
I think it's military because of the end, but yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But he's holding the door for people behind him,
Exactly.
essentially, the whole way.
Yes.
Then the crazy thing is, so the lights kind of come up and they send in essentially what looks like the wait staff with guns.
They call for backup.
They call for backup, but they are dressed like wait staff, which is insane.
Well, I think that implies that they were there as wait staff unless they had to get nasty.
Yes.
And then they was going to get nasty. But Paige, the person who calls them is the auctioneer, which is like the old lady.
Yes.
And I do have exactly what she said about that gun, if you'd like it.
Oh, it's nuts. Yes, go for it, please.
She gets all gushy over what she describes as the Mauser Elite SSX double barrel. It has a delicate trigger and the smoothest discharge.
Oh,
It's so precise, it's as if God crafted it himself.
oh God. Oh.
Which is, it goes more to the religious, like, sexualization of guns and, like, violent
Yes.
culture. I love it. Yeah. Anyway, I was also a little triggered that when they went into the hunting grounds, there were mannequins. I was like, really, guys? Mannequins? The second one of them that I thought was a mannequin moves slightly, I'm freaked out.
Yeah.
So even, there is, like, the mannequin thing on the Romance in the Pod side, but this is, like, a different mannequin thing. I really hate when there are, like, a bunch of mannequins in a horror movie, and then, like,
One of them moves.
late in a shot, one of them moves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That scares the shit out of me. But they didn't do that in this, thank God.
They didn't do that because we only had a minute or two where Frank Grillo gets to be like, all right, here's the guns. Here's as many like night vision goggles as I could. We're probably all going to die, but make them earn it. And then they're ready to fucking fight.
I loved that Andy Serkis moment for punish him. I thought it was great.
Yes.
What is his name? Frank
Grillo.
Sergeant in the movie. I don't know. I felt weird calling him Sergeant the whole time.
Yeah, they call him Sergeant.
They literally never give him a name.
Never.
Anyway, so Sergeant, I really love that he was like, if they're going to kill you, make them earn it. I was like,
Yeah.
fuck yes. Thank you for saying that.
Yes. But as soon as that happens, explosives detected, which are prohibited because they limit the weapons civilians can use against the government,
Yeah.
not the other way around.
Well, of course. I can't buy
course.
a tank.
Right?
Where would I store it?
I know, right? Garages. The explosives happen because Omar coming.
Oh.
And Carmelo Jones shows up
Yes.
and literally just busts down the door and just says, fuck the new founding fathers and motherfuck the purge. And I was like, yes! Like, fuck yes, dude. And thus begins one of the most badass sections of this movie.
I love this so much. It was like tear in my eye. I mean, I wasn't really crying, but it really,
Fist pumping.
This is like what I want.
Yeah.
I want a really ham-fisted class war metaphor where like
Yes.
the working class is fucking the taking class.
Oh.
And I love it. He literally comes in and says, fuck the new founding fathers. Change only comes when their blood spills.
Yes.
And they spill it, guys. It's awesome.
The only way this could be better is if, as you mentioned earlier in this episode, if they used that section of killing in the name of, and just they're like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
That'd have been great. Yeah.
Yes. Like,
honestly, I bet Rage would have been into it. You know what I'm saying?
oh, for sure. They probably couldn't afford the rights, I would guess, but.
And they are worth it. So, like, good on y'all for holding out, maybe.
But before Carmelo Jones can get there, they shoot Shane. And Liz is like fucking devastated. But then they're like, we gotta go.
Yeah, I kind of love this because, okay, listen. Two things can happen with Shane and Liz.
Yes.
They can give us a realistic, believable version of what happened between them that caused the rift that led to them needing to tell his sister they're splitting up.
Right.
Or you could kill Shane and then have Shane apologize for, quote, everything.
Yeah.
And then just have Liz cry and like, you don't have to like do the hard work of making something believable.
Here's the thing. I didn't need it because I did not really care.
Honestly, I was so into Frank Castle, not Frank Castle.
Yeah.
Whose real name is also Frank, and that's just confusing and unfair, Paige.
Yeah.
But I was so focused on him, I forgot Shane was there.
I mean, and Shane only served to occasionally get them shot at.
And I'll say this, Liz also forgot Shane was there because after they fought together and his through and through in his shoulder, he like thought they might be getting back together because of something she said. And she clearly is like, but we still need to tell your sister we're splitting up. And that was the other moment that I loved for Liz, that she, even after like having this, the game kind of moment with her husband or whatever, she's still getting out. She's like, no, we're done. I've made my decision.
I did read that as a joke because he's like, really? And she was like, nah.
No.
But again, she's the one who wanted.
Stay strong, Liz.
She's the one who wanted to get out. So him dying is like, But I do love what happens here because she's like actually sad that he died. They've weathered this night together.
Yes.
If they had survived, they probably would have stayed together forever, which was maybe bad for both of them. It sounds like their relationship wasn't great. But instead, she just like turns to Carmelo Jones and his people and is like, I want to purge.
Give me a gun.
Yeah, give me a fucking gun.
I
and
think
you're
she says, I want to purge. I think,
Yeah.
Which, of course, I heard in my head as, I want to purge.
Purge.
Yeah.
Yes. And so they're like, we'll take care of her. Here's a gun, bitch. Let's go.
I love that. I keep wanting to say Omar.
Right.
But his name is Carmelo.
Carmelo Jones.
Carmelo Jones in this movie is like, we'll take care of her. And not in like a creepy way of like,
no,
she will be a soldier in the fight.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
She will be wearing one glove and a beret later. And I love that for her. That is great.
She'll be what Patty Hearst only wishes she was.
Oh, that is a way more complicated story.
I know.
But
I know. It like, I listened to the last podcast on the left thing on that, and then it's like, man, I gained a lot of empathy for some people in that I was not expecting.
100%.
Because like she's very wealthy, but she did go through something crazy and just did whatever she fucking had to do to get out of it.
And none of it was her fault.
Not at all.
Her father didn't have any of the money. She didn't have access to the money. It was a whole thing.
Right.
Anyway,
yeah,
we can't get into it.
But she kind of got demonized in a way that was very, very unfair, I think.
She did, and that was unfair to her. She is a victim.
Yes.
We did a whole bunch of episodes of Cult Podcast about it. It is fucking wild.
Yeah,
and
it is.
All sympathy to Miss Patty Hearst.
Absolutely.
However, I do love that they're like, all right, we're going to go. You take care of Liz. And they're just like, get ready to bleed, rich bitches. And you're just like, yes! Like, fuck these people.
I think that's what he says right after he says change only comes when their blood spills.
Yes.
Which I was busy writing down when he was saying that.
Yes.
Because the first line really resonated with me.
But Frank Grillo and Ava and Callie go outside. He carjacks the main auctioneer lady and doesn't kill her. But he's like, you don't deserve to live, but remember me and remember that I had the honor to not kill you and fucking run. And you're like, yes.
Yeah. I also love that he didn't kill her.
Yeah, because again, he's not a killer.
Yes.
His moral compass is more aligned than theirs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Clearly.
And they have 45 minutes.
Man, he's got one item on his to-do list that y'all just ain't letting him do.
Yep.
So let him check it off before the time runs out.
But they roll up to that house 10 minutes before Purge ends. And he's like, he killed my son a year ago.
Yep.
And he got off on a technicality. And he was 3 times the legal limit, drunk in the middle of the day. And he gets to just live here with his family and be fine. And 2 weeks ago, I disabled the back barricade, so stay in this fucking car, but I have to do this.
Yep. And they do beg him to stay.
Yeah.
Which obviously they do, but they're unsuccessful.
He goes inside. The house is dark. He grabs a knife. He wakes him up. He tells the wife, I'm not here for you or your kids. Get out of the way.
Right.
Basically like, you're safe. I ain't trying to fuck with you. It's just him. And he then confronts him. We cut outside and screams happen. We don't know what happens. But the barricade lifts and he comes out.
Yeah, you assume that he
killed him. Yeah.
Which I love this. I love that he doesn't. And I love that because as he's walking out, And you can kind of tell something's going to happen. So it's not like a Leonardo DiCaprio coming out of an elevator kind of like jump scare moment. But he does get shot. Like he gets shot in the chest or something and goes down. And that's when the government guy who's been in the back of the truck, Big Daddy is his name.
Big Daddy, yeah.
Comes over and does the whole like, oh, hey, it's me, the government, who's run by the Taker class. We're doing it all.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be heroes. That's the whole, like, what the fuck?
We can't have heroes.
Yeah.
Anytime someone becomes a hero for, like, the class war,
right,
we kill them.
Right.
And that's what we're doing here.
There you go.
That's the metaphor. Enjoy it. And literally what saves Bobo Frank Castle is that he didn't kill the guy.
Is the man he let live.
Yes.
Yes.
Because he's got a gun and that guy shoots Big Daddy to death and loads him in, I think, the most inappropriate car to load him into to take him to the hospital. But that's what they do.
Well, so he shoots that one guy. There's 2 more army guys, but the Purge siren goes and everyone stops. They put him in the truck that killed his son.
Yeah.
And then they take him to the hospital, which all I could think is just like from a practicality standpoint is those hospitals must be fucking slammed. He is going to die in that waiting room.
And that's the movie. So having seen the movie, having talked about the movie, Paige, what did you think about Purge, Anarchy?
I don't know that I want to watch this again very soon. It was a lot.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to watch the next ones. I am actually very excited to continue in the Purge universe.
Yeah, me too. I really do like these movies, and I think it's largely because they're not super scary movies, and they have a message that I really jive with.
Yeah.
But Paige, do you have any fun facts for us?
I do.
So here it is with your fun facts. The
Purge Anarchy fun facts. In an interview, Frank Grillo said that he loved that black car so much he offered to buy it but wasn't allowed to.
Oh man, it is a cool car. I kind of loved it too because it does look death-proof. You know what I'm saying?
It looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. So Zach Gilford and Kylie Sanchez, who played Shane and Liz, they play a married couple. They are a married couple in real life.
That's awesome.
Yes. The Purge date, it is a date in March. It's the day after the spring equinox, the 22nd. The equinox is the 21st. March 22nd is Purge Day. Spring is a symbol for rebirth or cleansing, which is the purpose of the Purge, or at least that's what the government says the purpose of the Purge is. There are scenes from the first film that can be seen in the credits as archive footage. And there are 3 actors that have recurring roles from the original: Edwin Hodge, Tyler Osterkamp, and Nathan Clarkson, who I believe are some of the like army or rich people, not the people that we really follow through most of the movie.
I kind of wish we got more Carmelo.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Some things remain illegal during the Purge, including C4, grenades, or dynamite. Those are class 4 weapons. Politicians and government workers above a certain level are exempt from the Purge. That is level 10. I think we'll find out more about that in the next one.
Okay.
During the montage of clips during the end credits, one shot is of a bunch of bladed weapons laying on the table, and one of the blades is Vampire Slayer Faith Lahane's signature blade from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So that's pretty fun.
That is cool, yeah.
The Purge takes place between 7 p.m. on March 21st until 7 a.m. on March 22nd, one night after the spring equinox. This has been turned into a scare zone at Halloween Horror Nights multiple times. There have been multiple Purge iterations.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, when I was at Comic-Con, because I lived in San Diego for a few years and I would go pretty much every year, at least to the outside section where they would do like a Walking Dead thing that anybody could do and stuff like that. So, and the Purge had, I think 2 different movies came out while I was there, and they had different ones, but it was all the Purge, you know?
I have some notes. Edwin Hodge, one of the few people that recurs their role, plays Dante Bishop, who is an unhoused man in the original that the son lets in. He's also in this movie as the same character and saves the group at the wealthy people's party. He is part of the group that try to defend the less wealthy people. So he has joined Carmelo's group.
That's cool.
So when we get a close on that guy where you're like, this guy is getting his own close-up. Who's that? That's Edwin Hodge.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was wondering why we were seeing a different person and they were getting like speaking lines. You know what I'm saying? Like normally this late in the movie, you don't get a new character who is the stand-in for a like group of people, you know?
And then the sergeant's name, although not heard in the film, is Leo Barnes, and the majority of his dialogue, including his backstory, was cut in post-production. So Frank Grillo apparently had a ton of extra lines, and they get cut, which honestly, I think serves the story a lot better, because he is mysterious, and we're just learning about him through his performance. He does appear in the next one where his full name is learned.
Nice. Yeah, I liked it too, because I like it. It could be just anybody on some level, and I like that part of it. Yeah.
Now, this only has a 59% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes as of 2025, making it the best reviewed Purge film, which I think is crazy, considering that, like, for what this is, like, this ain't Sinners, but, like, for what it is, I feel like they do a really good job, and the performances are really good, and the writing is really good. I was very impressed by this. I'm kind of surprised by that low rating, but those are your fun facts.
It costs money, but you can pay for bots. Anyway, but Paige, thank you for those fun facts. Let's talk a little bit about box office. So what do you think the production budget was for The Purge Anarchy when it came out in 2014?
So I would imagine, because the first one did really well, but this came out literally a year later, which means they probably had already kind of started making it. They probably did not have as high of a budget as you would think. I think they made this for $25 million or less.
Paige, I think you'll be very impressed to find out that they did this for $9 million.
Holy shit, that's incredible.
And that $9 million was a lot more than their last budget, because The Purge was a $3 million budget.
Also incredible.
Yeah.
But like, dude, fucking $9 million. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
The original Purge, Ethan Hawke basically did it for free for points on the back end and made a shitload of money, right?
I've heard that. I have not seen anything that like verifies that, but I have heard that. Yeah. I mean, I do think from what I understand, I do think he's done well with his horror movies like Black Phone. I think he was also a producer on, and so he, I think, very much loves the indie and the horror space a lot.
I think part of that, though, is using your name to work in a movie that otherwise would not get press, that you just know is going to be good, right? And I appreciate the hell out of that.
I mean, I think that's why people originally saw The Purge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, even $9 million, this looks fucking incredible for $9 million.
Now, if you adjust for inflation, that's $12.2 million.
Still looks incredible.
But still, that's a pretty cheap budget. Anyway, so this movie premiered on July 18th, 2014. It was number 2 in the box office that weekend. It was beat by Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which was number 1 that week. Obviously, The Purge Anarchy was second, which, like, guys, the two messages in both those movies, like, that's got to tell you something. Anyway.
I was going to say, it was like, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes also has some wild classist metaphors in it.
I know. And then the number 3 movie didn't, but who doesn't love it? It's Planes, Fire and Rescue. Number 4, also very class overtones, a movie called Sex Tape. And number 5, Transformers Age of Extinction. But Paige, what do you think The Purge Anarchy brought in its opening weekend?
Ooh, I remember this being a big deal because people loved the first one. I think opening weekend, this brings in $27 million.
That is so close. It was $29.8 million. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes made $36.2 million that weekend. It was a big weekend for movies.
That's what I saw that weekend, was Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
I think I did too. I definitely didn't see this, although I wish I had. But its next weekend out, it was 4th, and then its third weekend, it was 7th. It was never again in the top 10, but it was in the theaters for 9 weeks total. What do you think it brought in domestically at the box office?
9 weeks, I'm going to say this brings in $56 million.
Paige, it did a little bit better than that. It's $71.5 million. And it also made almost $40 million. It was $39.9 million internationally, so it brought in $111.5 million at the box office.
On a $9 million budget. That's incredible.
Yeah. If you adjust that for inflation, that is $151.4 million today. This movie printed money.
That's
literally printed money. This is a great return on investment.
That's why there's so many sequels.
Of course. Yes. And there should be.
Yes.
But The Purge had an even higher return on investment because it was a $3 million budget, but brought in 91 worldwide. So yeah, both of those first 2 movies that literally came out within a year of each other, more or less, made huge money. So if Ethan Hawke had a back end on this, he became very wealthy in this time period.
I don't think he had this one. I think he just had the first one, but still.
Still, that first one printed money. Anyway, but that's your box office. Paige, do you want to hit us with that scary scale?
Sure. Our scary scale is a scale of 1 to 10 of how scary we found this movie today, with 1 being Ghostbusters, 10 being Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Todd.
I'm going to give it a 3 because the initial jump scare that I did own up to being scared by, that was scary. And when he being Sergeant is you think gonna kill the guy who killed his son, I was very uncomfortable in that scene and it felt very tense. So a 3. I'm gonna give it a 3.
I mean, jump scares don't matter to me, but this was too close to current lived reality, so I'm gonna give it a 3 as well.
Yeah.
And that's your scary scale.
Yeah. So Paige, this week you made us watch The Purge, Anarchy. What are we gonna pick for next week as we continue Grab Bag Summer? Hey listeners, Future Todd breaking in here to let you know that when we recorded this episode, we had not yet decided what movie we'd be doing next, but Paige decided to make us watch listen, it's going to sound like it's a rom-com. It's a Harrison Ford. He's trying to figure out what's going on with his wife, and it's a horror movie called What Lies Beneath. That's what we're watching next week. So that's your homework. What Lies Beneath. Watch it for next week and then check back for that episode where I think Han Solo tries to kill his wife. We'll find out.
Do you have any reviews for us, Todd?
I do. So this week, I'm going to read a Spotify comment. This one comes in from our most recent Death Proof episode. I'm going to read Phoenix because I felt captured an energy that I kind of jive with about the movie.
Okay.
When I read the comment, I was like, that checks out. And I also want to point out that there are people in the Facebook group who are bragging about the number of times we've read their Spotify comment. And I love that has started to come up. I don't know if you saw that, but someone literally was sharing up Paul Rudd in a 5-time SNL host jacket because I had read their comment 5 times. So guys, I love that energy. Keep that coming. But this one is from Phoenix.
Okay.
And they say, this is my 14-year-old favorite movie, and it's such a bonkers flick. Which, yes, if I was 14, I would love this movie too.
Yeah, of course.
That checked out so hard. But if you want me to read your Spotify comment and or 5-star Apple review, leave us one of those things and I'll do just that. So guys, if you like this show but want to hear Paige and I talk about romantic comedies or just regular romantic movies, check out our other podcast, some might call it a sister podcast, called Romancing the Pod, where we do just that weekly. It's a lot like this show, but for romance and romantic comedies because Paige doesn't like them. So we make her watch them, just like you guys make me watch horror over here. But if you want to follow me, I am at Todd J. Awesome on all the social media. Paige is at Rampage Wesley on Instagram?
Yes, and TikTok.
And just Paige Wesley on Twitter because you got that before some CEO lady and she wanted it, but you wouldn't give it back, and I respect you for that.
Refuse.
Also, Paige
Suck it, other Paige Wesley.
Paige is also on another podcast. It's great. You should check it out. It's called Cult Podcast with Armando Torres, who is a wonderful person. And if you want to support this show, go to Patreon at patreon.com/horrorvirgin, where there are a lot of great levels and a lot of great things. We do the Patreon shout outs at the beginning of every episode. We do listener requests, stuff like that, bonus episodes. So you'll be getting all of that content, plus episodes a day early with no ads, and who doesn't love that? So sign up for the Patreon and get a lot of great stuff.
That's going to be it for us, you guys. I'm Paige.
And I'm your horror virgin, Todd.
Keep it ooky spooky.
Yeah. Have an amazing week, guys. Bye. I fucking love the Purge series, nerds.